Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Today, let's continue unpacking some war-related characters. Yu, command is, well, I guess not exactly war. This is more about taking control of things, but it's related to force. Um, okay, let's unpack. The simplified traditional looks the same and almost looks like the 2000 years ago's dictionary. And this dictionary here, you can see there are, wow, visually it looks like three parts, but it can be further, the middle part can be further unpacked into two parts. The left side here, the three strokes, kind of curvious, three strokes means the left footprint. We originally have the right side as well. And eventually we skip the right side, just use the left side enough to mean steps. You're walking forward, visually moving through space. And even if this looks like vertical, but it actually means spacious, further away from you. And then the right side is somebody who's kneeling. So this is a side view of a person. And kneeling is because here, this vertical line is the heels of somebody, excuse me. And then this is the butt, the knee, calves. So somebody is kneeling over and sitting on the heels. So somebody is, hunching over, hanging low, kneeling over to do something. Okay, the middle part, we have the five toe symbol. This cactus looking thing is the human foot. Right foot, exactly. So this is the big toe, and then we have the pinky toe, and then the rest of the toes simplified by this straightforward thing. So it's kind of looking like this, and this is your sole of the foot. So the right foot symbol right there. And then the middle part. Okay, the middle part here looks like an arrow pointing upward, right? And then we have a horizontal line intersect with this arrow. Okay, this turned out to be the character or another symbol for horse. Took me a while to understand what that means. Okay, Chinese have two major, I guess, bigger scale domesticated animals. One is ox, one is horse. When we express ox, we use a cross. So basically give you the body dimension, horizontal, vertical, two dimensions. Because we only have 2D, that's the max we can express. Full frontal view, two dimensions. Now, the two animals both have this framework of this cross-looking thing. So give you the width, the height, and then the ox, we use the horns, like turning upward. So we plug that on top of the vertical line on the top portion to show you, okay, just by the horns, we know that's an ox. And here we have this cross line and I have this thing staying on the top. That's the ears of the horse dripping down. So horses doesn't have the horns upward pointing, but instead it's downward pointing ears. That's my understanding of if we want to super simplify this closely related to us two major domestic animals. This makes sense. Just the whole framework is shared, just how it's pointed. Upward is ox, downward is horse. So we have this foot symbol below the horse. Foot symbol by itself means stop, stand still. And actually the foot symbol paired with walking sign here, that actually could mean walking. Actually, let me see. Do we have that? We don't exactly have, we are going to come close to this similar looking thing pretty soon. But okay, bear with me. The middle part first. The middle part, the foot symbol and the horse. So that means the foot represents a stop. Because by foot itself, I mean stop. When we try to express moving, we're going to pair it with this walking symbol. Okay, so just the middle part, the horse on the top, and then we have the foot symbol representing the stop. So this whole thing is about stopping the horse. And then we have this person kneeling next to it, supposedly to be somebody who workers who is unloading things from the horse. So stop the horse, unloading the horse, or helping the person who is riding a horse get down. One thing I learned quite funny is nowadays we see all the harness and the seat of the on the horse, right? So and also the stepping, what do you call it, the saddles, the whole arrangement of like how humans can take control of horse and ride comfortably. Because horse is such a big animal in comparison to human height. So how we get on there, ancient times apparently it has to be facilitated by somebody. So this kneeling person almost serves as the servant to kind of like a valet parking in ancient times version to help you stop the horse, make sure nobody falls down, things are done correctly in the right sequence, nobody get injured, that kind of thing. So the walking symbol on the left side probably, okay, so the full right thing without the walking sign, the whole right thing means you're unloading, taking off. Stop the horse, unload with that person kneeling next to it to help. I'm not sure if in ancient times the rider have to step onto the person as a stepping stool to get on and off the horse. I'm not sure. Need to check on that. Then paired with this walking sign, it means somebody who has the command of walking or stopping. So what is command? In English, command, computer language simply means you give orders to computers, and that's the command language, right? But in Chinese, command means you can tell it to go and you can tell it to stop. So if the right side is unloading and stopping, the left side here means is moving, is traveling. So one is go, one is no go. That's the two binary simplified major motions. So that's command. Command means you have a full control of something, go or no go. Okay. 百官御史, 100 officials administer affairs. That 100 simply is a number, means a big number. Lots of officials administer affairs. So here, command means somebody who can carry out orders to give a go or no go of things. And that in the government bureaucracy application will be somebody who administers affairs. So basically, these are government officials who put in place to carry out the laws of the land, supposedly, right, and tell you this is go or no go, guilt or no guilt, all kinds of decision makings carried out by this yu. And so you can see this yu from the ancient times, the highest commander of the country would be the emperor himself. So eventually this yu take up the connotation of this is associated with the highest commander of the country. And then when we say yu, we know we're talking about the emperor now. Yu jia qing zheng talks about the emperor himself. Ride the horse. Okay, the horse is at the bottom here, right? Qing zheng personally attack or go out, conquer. So apparently, when we have this expression, 御驾亲征, we know that for the majority happenings in history, the emperor himself doesn't go to wars himself, right? Because that's a high risk. How can you put the king, so to speak, on the front line, right? That's not a common chess move, I guess. I don't exactly know, but supposedly the king is to be protected, right? But if 御驾亲征 means the emperor himself going to lead the army, serves as the general. I mean, emperor may or may not know how to run a country, and the emperor may or may not know how to run an army, right? So if 御驾亲征, that almost say, oh, the emperor better know how to fight a war and personally take on the attack. All right, 御用文人, again here, this command. And then we go to the extreme end of it. It's the top command, the emperor. 御用文人, emperor used literature person. 文 means text, means literature. So communicator. So it's almost like 御用文人 is an ancient way to say, people who are good at communication, good at words, they are employed by the emperor himself to be the official mouthpiece for propaganda. So Chinese, I guess, recognize from early on that there are some literature person who serve just as the mouthpiece, nothing more. Not an independent thinker, you cannot really, rely on much of what that person is, communicating to you. It's all the intentions to carry out the intentions, to beautify it, however, to communicate to mass. So it's, I guess, the ancient emperor's PR person. So that's 御用文人. All right. So this is the man, and this is from this year, the opening of the 2025 year called the Creation of Gods. It's based on Chinese folklore of 封神榜, and talk about this warfare involved with many, many God and human story. So it's almost like, well, I don't know enough, but I imagine this would be something like Greek mythology level of hierarchy, intricate network of relationship of old goddesses, and the humans fight together. And this command probably illustrated well by this female general who was born and lived her whole life on the battlefield. So that's her life. So war came natural to her, and she have this, even if she was a female, but she was not raised in a typical female upbringing way. So she was, I guess, a war machine from the very beginning, and learned the crafts and arts and I guess the dangers, all the maneuvers of war. So she took up the role of the commander in chief in wartime, and this is how her portrayed. And I'm glad that the Chinese, among all the actors in China, who are mostly, I guess, a certain type. Of course, there's a variety, but the majority, the mainstream of the female beauty is still like tender, fragile. That's associated with femininity. But she stood up as a singular female general and command a bunch of guys to fight a war. And actually, she was on the winning side and performed. I guess she won many fans, including me, to illustrate another version, another possibility of what you can do, regardless of your gender, to have that command, to stay cool in a wartime. I guess that's the most testing moment humans can put ourselves in high stress situation, and she handled it well. So that's you. Thank you for your time. See you another day.